Investigators interview the crew who flew the same plane just hours before the crash to determine if there were any problems with the replacement sensor.
Did we have problems? You bet we did.
We conducted an interview with the crew of Flight 043. We learned from them that after takeoff, the crew was also having problems.
What investigators hear next is chilling. The captain explains that when he lifted off from Bali, there were simultaneous warnings that his airspeed and altitude indicators had failed.
Airspeed disagree, altitude disagree.
A few seconds later, the MAX 8 stick shaker activated, indicating that a stall was imminent.
Keep climbing. You're up.
All the modern airliners have 3 sets of independently powered essential flight instruments: airspeed and altitude, and also the attitude of the airplane. If there is a discrepancy, you can determine which is providing inaccurate data.
Your instruments are correct. You have control. The failure was on my side, so I handed off. Flaps up.
The captain adjusts his faulty instruments so they display data from the first officer's side.
We're diving. Pitch up. Keep trimming. That's when the plane started diving, over and over.
The captain reports that the plane began a series of uncommanded dives.
Use your trim. That's it.
In order to keep the plane climbing at a constant angle, the pilots set the position of their horizontal stabilizer at takeoff and make minor adjustments during the flight. That's called trim. Trim can either be adjusted by the autopilot or manually by the crew. But every time the first officer tries to trim the nose up, the automated system pushes it back down. The first officer is finding it almost impossible to keep the plane climbing.
The trim system on a modern jet has to be very powerful. The trim in many cases is actually more powerful than the control column.
For some reason, the MAX 8 stabilizer continues to move independently, pushing the plane's nose down despite the first officer's commands.
Let's see what's in the book.
When the automated system moves the stabilizer, it also spins a large wheel that's located between the 2 pilots. This tells them that the system is adjusting the trim on its own.
When the captain bent down to look at the checklist manual to solve the problem during this flight, the 3rd crew was the one notifying the pilot that the trim was moving abnormally.
Runaway stabilizer. Moving switches to cut out.
The crew realizes the stabilizer's automatic trim system is malfunctioning. It's continually pushing the nose down. Disengaging the system resolves the issue.
When they cut out the trim switches, the system stopped doing nose-down trim.
Moving the switch to cut out pretty much solved it.
The investigators learned that the previous crew then did something astonishing.
So, we kept going.
You kept going?
If they had decided to return and land in Denpasar, it would have taken only 5 to 10 minutes, and they could have landed safely. But they decided to continue flying to Jakarta.
Lion Air 43 will continue on to Jakarta.
Following a near catastrophe, with unreliable instruments and the stick shaker blaring, the crew elected to continue the 90-minute flight to Jakarta.
It surprised all of us that they continued the flight.
The crew managed to make a safe landing at Jakarta and reported the problem to maintenance personnel.
I reported the issue and filled out the flight maintenance log.
If the airplane experiences an abnormal or an unusual system failure, it goes into the maintenance log.
Airspeed and altitude disagree, but not a word about the stabilizer problem?